AA, see you in church. Hi, I'm Manuel. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, put the hi, and leave a message, or tell me something you'd like to talk about, or would like me to talk about, most likely. Anyway, um, today I thought I'd talk about, because I saw it on YouTube, sex workers. They were calling them sex workers, but they're not sex workers. They're strippers. A lot of people were calling themselves sex workers because they're dancing erotically. So if I go out and I dance erotically, I'm a sex worker. I don't think so. Maybe because they're getting money for dancing, not for sex, dancing. That's a different one. But that's a dancer. It's not really a sex worker. If you're actually giving sex, I understand that. The They were talking about that, and they didn't. The thing I thought was sort of wrong that they didn't do was they didn't touch that um, there was a difference between men strippers and women strippers. And the difference is you're not supposed to touch a woman stripper. It's just the way it is. Woman dances, 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 dances. She takes her clothes off. And if you touch her, they will grab your ass and throw it out. You can throw your whole wallet up there, and no. Now, a private dance, he's still supposed to sit straight and his hands are at the side, but he cannot touch her. She can touch him, but he cannot touch her. That doesn't mean people don't try to touch. Oh, yeah, they do. And their asses are thrown out. They get beat up by the bouncer. But the reality is, these people are doing a job. They're not being your friend or whatever. They're out there dancing, doing a job. It's just like when I work in a store. I do my job. I can be friendly with somebody, and yes, you can become my friend in time. But in reality, I'm still doing my job. A good salesperson does their job no matter what. I don't know. It's just the way I was trained. The way people are getting trained now, they're horrible. I hear them saying, "Why is it that people are going to the internet?" Well, they're going to the internet because in the internet, they don't have to deal with you and your horrible salesperson in person. That person has left a bad taste in their mouth, and here you are saying, "Why don't they come into my store?" Because you hired horrible people. If you hired me or people like me who has the training or the sales knowledge. But see, that's the problem today. No sales knowledge. It really is the problem. I'll go into a store and I'll look for a salesperson. I go over and ask the salesperson, "Do you have this?" "I don't know." Or, "It's over there." No, you walk the person. If you're not with another customer, you walk the person over to the product and see if that's the right product. And that's the thing. I worked in men's clothing, children's clothing, actually in women's intimate apparel, um, housewares, which is cooking utensils and stuff, shoes. I've worked in bedding. I've worked in every single department almost in a store. And to be honest, I've always had great sales experience with customers, but that's me. Now, I've had horrible experiences, but I don't really, stay with those people. I know about 75% of the time, those people are fake. And that's a bad thing, but it's helping these people know if you're actually doing your job. When you work in a place like Dillard's, it's a bad thing for one reason only. You got a sales quota. So you're supposed to sell, well, I was. When I first started, I was supposed to sell $1,000 an hour a day. So when they come in, they purchase stuff and then they return it at another store. So that means you have $1,000 to sell the next day after they came, and the day after you're going to probably have 1,000 and whatever they bought because they return it. They don't keep it usually. For me though, I was lucky during that time they sent those people through. For one of the ladies had a wedding she was going to, and I got her wedding um, registry for the young lady she was going. And I told her, well, we could do this, and I put together a packet for her, and she bought it. Great. Then about 5 minutes later, here came another person, really rude, obnoxious. I helped that person out. They said, well, you don't have it. And I go, let me see. And I went and I did have it. They bought it. The last person comes in really angry, rude. And she comes over and she decided to do the same thing as the other ones did with me, put something that she hasn't been able to find. Okay? And because in the store I worked, one area, so I would go help at the other area and I straightened and all that kind of stuff. So she comes over real rudely and I said, what do you want? I want a serving spoon. I've been looking, and I said, well, what does it look like? And so she described it to me. And I said, oh, does it have these little roses at the handle? She looks at me, yeah. And I said, okay, stay right here. Don't walk away, whatever. I run right into the back. I find Rose. And Rose says, oh, I saw her. I went and hid. And I started laughing. I said, well, we got, I think, what she wants. She goes, no way. And I said, yeah. So I went over, and in the far corner, a dusty box is sitting there, a brown one. So I undusted the box. I opened it because it was already had been opened, and I saw it. And I wiped it down really, really good. And I brought it to her and I said, "Is this what you're looking for?" She goes, "Yeah." I said, "Well, it's a serving set. Okay. It is not sold separately. Would you like the three pieces?" "Yeah." And I go over and I rung her up. Then she went away. I had three good reviews over with them. Why? Because I don't let people, angry people, change my mood. I smile. Why? Because the way I see it is, as long as I'm smiling, most likely they're going to get angry. And if they get angry, I win. I'm not doing it on purpose. It's just either way. If the person's nice and I'm smiling, I win. If they get even more angry and I'm smiling, I still win. Why? Because I did not let them get me angry. See, they're not going to pay for that. And there's no purpose for it. I just don't care to be part of their cycle. So I'll smile and smile. They're going to go away soon. And I'll go and I'll be happy. And my next customer, more or less, will be a nice customer. And boom, I have a good sale. I meet my sales quota. I don't have to worry about it. And that's what the way I look at it. That way, whenever the next person came, they got a good experience, and I got people that would come regular to my department and purchase from me. And people would always do think, well, I'll tell so and so that if I want something, you want something, go to Manual and they'll help you. And that's the problem. Customer service is a way for you to make sure you meet your quotas. Don't bring your anger, and this is in any job, especially in the stripping. You don't bring your problems to work. You do your job, you make your money, then go home and cry if that's what you wanted to do. But that's the way it is. And men strippers, they don't have the protection. Women grab and grab and grab. I've seen it in person. I see that the men are being grabbed, groped, poked, everything by women and men. And the thing is the stripper world, most of that's done by straight men, not gay. Even the strippers at the gay bars are straight men too. That's the weird thing. And I'm not condemning anybody. If you want to do that, do it. That's cool. That's your choice. And nobody, and I'm always saying that over and over and over. That's your choice. Don't let anybody take your choices away. If you want to be whatever you want to be, then be that. And be happy. Don't, if you it's time for you to leave before it gets horrible for you. And if it's getting horrible, then it means you either should stop being a stripper or go to another job. There's lots of other positions out there that you can go do. You can go from one stripper group to another stripper group to another stripper group and find the one that your niche is there. You can be playful with whatever. That's your choice. But what other people think of you, that's not your business. Don't care what they think of you. Screw them. Why? Because you're making money. If they don't like it, who cares? The point is if they came in and gave you all their money, and on your time off, someone screams some whatever, don't turn around. Just continue to work. I mean, not work, but live your life, because that over there's your work. This is your life. That has nothing to do with your life. Now, if you're picking out an outfit and whatever, it's still not part of your life. You're just getting ready for the next day, just like you do at work. Work is not your life. When you go home and your family and whatever, that's your real life. Now, if you allow the other one to bleed over, then that's your choice. You chose that, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you have to remember it is a choice for you to do that. But don't let anybody put you down or whatever, because the truth is that women have protection in their clubs. Men usually don't have the protection in the club, because they think, well, because he's a man, he can protect himself from a woman, which is wrong. Because if he punches a woman who went and grabbed him and hurt him, they're going to look down on him and they'll put him in jail. So they should have protection, have women to protect the men from the women. And that's the big point. But they don't. And what other people think of you is not your business. Don't worry about what they think about. All you got to worry about is what you think about yourself. I'm always telling that to everybody, whether you're what you want to call yourself, a sex worker, but I would say you're a dancer. A stripper is a dancer. Because you're not having sex with them. You're just dancing and giving them a show. And if you do have sex with them, that's also your choice. But most places frown upon that because they can lose their licenses and all that. But in reality, that's your choice. That's whatever. But what you think of yourself is the only thing that matters, not what anybody else thinks. So you got to take care of yourself. That's the reality. But that was one of the things I thought they didn't cover when they were talking about strippers. Strippers, men and women, are completely different. It's just the reality. Men, even though they're stronger, they're not going to mishandle a woman that's grabbing at them when they're strippers. Women, they got protection. They call out, a bouncer runs in, throws that guy out. It's just the way it is. But it's up to you. If you don't like it, do what you got to do and get the hell out of that. It's over. You don't want to do it no more. Make the real choice. But anyway, it's just like life. You got to make choices for yourself. You got to think for yourself. So go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Put the little hand up. Write to me and tell me, what do you think? How do you feel about the subject? And if you want me to talk about some other subject, write that subject down and we'll see if I end up talking about it. But, AA, see you in church.